Welcome back, guys. Back at it today, working on the horizontal stabiliser. So I've been working on the spars at the moment. I've just got one here. This is the front spar. This spar is made up of square, really thin wall square tubing and a web between them. It's really strong actually. And the brackets I've got for the attachment down here, because there's going to be an attachment. This is the front of the attachment section. It's going to sit like that, and there's going to be bolts that go down through here. It's only a very narrow attach point for a cantilever tail. It's actually probably a little bit too small. However, on the back where the hinge point is, so I've got a second spar on the back, and that will actually be strut braced back to the bottom of the tail. Doing that to help stabilise the whole vertical fin. So because my horizontal stabiliser is mounted a third of the way up the fin, if I strut brace that with just some small struts at the back, it will stiffen the whole fin up and the tail, and it will all become one structure. So that's what I'm doing there. So I don't need really wide pickup points. So they are actually going to slip over the C-channel that I've got on the tail and slip into place with some beefed up tubing and bolts to go through. So these now this here, I just want to show you this. I've stuffed up, put a hole in the wrong place there, and it's totally acceptable to re-drill another hole next to it. So as you can see, all these spacings, they're all 40mm spacings. I put the hole too close to the actual bracket, so I couldn't get the rivet in there, and completely acceptable to put a hole next to it and put a rivet in. You can see I've actually put a bigger rivet in, not that it needs it, but I just had that drill bit in the gun while I was you can also see there's another one there. So I don't get it right all the time. I do stuff up, and but it's completely acceptable to do that and move them over. So another thing I've got here, I just want to mention with this and the brackets where the rivets go. So ideally, when you've got a thin bracket and a thick bracket, you want the head, which is the large surface area, on the thin side, and then the pop side on the back on the heavy duty bracket side. That's good practice, but it's not essential all the time. If you can't get to it, like this one, I can't rivet in through here because I can't get the gun in. I can go through this side. As you can see, these are multi-grip rivets, so they have a really large popped back section which flares out. So there's plenty of surface area there, and there's plenty of rivets through there as well. So just wanted to mention that. So check this out. This spar is only just real thin wall box and a web, and riveted at 40mm spacings. And I'll put this down here. What I'll do is I want to put my weight on it and just watch the flex and how strong this is. So I've braced it both ends. It's sitting up on blocks, and I just want to see just how much this will take. That is crazy strong. Happy with that. I have no issues with that whatsoever. That once the top skin goes on that, it's got a fairly heavy top skin because of the water spray that I'm going to get on the tail. So the top skin's going to brace it. You've got ribs along the way as well. This tail is going to be ridiculously strong. So awesome. All right, so ribs are made. I've got 4 ribs going through the center, so 2 on each side plus an end capped rib. So you can see that there. So that's the horizontal stabilizer, and the sheet's going to bend and curve right around here. There's going to be an end cap with a vertical stabilizer. Just a small one on the ends to cap it. We'll also seal right around so that it'll be completely sealed, so you won't get any water in there. So yeah, that's basically how the ribs are going. They're made so that this slips into the front like that, and the back just slips into there. So front and back. Go through, drill and cleco them, and it's ready to skin. Okay, so really easy way to line these up. Because I'm scratch building this, I don't have any holes to cleco this in. So I've marked out, you can see there on my spar, I've marked out where the lines are, where the holes are going, and then all I do is pick the center of the rib, mark a line, and then put that line up underneath, line up the holes that I've pre-drilled, line the hole up until you can see the red line, and just drill it, and that'll line it up perfectly for you, keep everything nice and straight, and should come up good. Alright guys, back at it today. So I've got the skin on, and what I did is I cut these sections out of the skin so that the attachment brackets can come through. So they're actually going to line up straight through the C-channel supports on that vertical section of. Okay, so I've marked all the lines, or marked all the ribs, and I've just measured to line up all the lines. So I'm going to draw a line at each rib station, mark my hole positions, and just drill them. In the kit, these should be pre-drilled, so I'm going for match hole drilling and everything. Should make it really easy, just cleco together and prime and rivet. Okay, so it's all drilled and clecoed. I'm basically ready to pull it all apart and deburr it all. So all I do is trim these edges. I've marked where the actual edge is because it's overlapping slightly. Same as the bottom here. I just mark along that edge through there, and on this end. So yeah, pull it all apart, deburr it, trim it, file the edges, and put it all back together. And that's done. So all the riveting done. It's come up really good, nice and solid. So these hinges, these come in 1800 lengths, and it's not necessary to go all the way to the ends because it's such a heavy duty hinge. So I'll just pack it out, shim it out on the ends, and we'll finish it off nicely. Alright, so that finishes that off pretty well. It's nice, neat edge, lines up with the hinge, and once I got the elevator on there, you've got just that slight little gap, which is a bit of clearance for the elevator, but keeps it nice and neat, so looks quite good. So I've got the tail propped up on the back of the plane. It's coming together now, so all I've got to do is fill in. I've got to cut a sheet to fill in here, and I've already got the sheet that covers it. I've just left it open for now, just so that I can get in there and access it. But I'm going to have cables running in through here and up through this section here. So there's a reason for that. So I haven't just put it there just for looks or anything. It's actually running a cable. It'll run from here up, and it will actually go all the way up into here and control that elevator. All right, let's put it on the scale, see how it's all So got it up on the scales, and these are the numbers I've got. So front wheel, 12.7 kilos, 28.02 pounds. Passenger rear wheel, 85 kilos. There's a bit of breeze outside, so which is why it's moving around a little bit. Or 188 pounds, 88.95 kilos, 196 pounds, 196 So like I mentioned before, if you like these videos, hit that like, subscribe and ring that bell. Follow along on the build, and we'll catch you on the next one.